if you want to win or if you want to put up a good show against Real Madrid. Some of their guns are back, Mbappe, and then Rodrigo, and then Vinicius Junior. As to whether they will start the game or not.
It's more efficient when we invert from the left.
Yeah.
So now we have the inverter on the right. Is he going to invert? Because
He will invert.
The question is, is it the inverter or is the position?
Well,
who is going to do the inverter?
in our last preseason game, we didn't actually perform as expected. Yeah. But we are even meeting an even tougher, if you like, competitor.
Yeah.
Real Madrid in today's preseason game. How is it going to go? As Enzo Maresca told us, he wanted to see something in the previous game. Is he still going to see something today too? Well, we'll get to see when the game starts. Yeah. But as usual, I have my man Armando in the building, and also my man Snap in the building.
Charlie.
Myself, Prince Amdan, Prince of Chelsea.
Yeah.
We are super excited to be coming your way again with another amazing episode of the Chelsea Tribe Africa channel. Guys, as I keep telling you, this channel is the ultimate channel for every Chelsea fan in Africa. If you're a Chelsea fan and you are not here yet, I beg, you have to go and register again because you are not a Chelsea fan.
No.
So please make it here by subscribing to the channel. And already those who are here, we appreciate you so much. Thank you very much for being a part of the community and all of that. Right. So if you're also watching for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe. Right, guys. Today we are going to be discussing the preview of today's game against Madrid.
Yeah.
Real de Madrid. What are your initial, what do you see coming in this game before we get into details?
Basically, competitive. A bit different from the previous match, and then let's see more of cohesive play from our players. That because the season is just at the corner, so we don't need more experiment. In the system again. Yeah. Let's get
the team together.
The team together.
Let's get the boys together.
Let's try from now. Let's try and get our first 11.
And I think the last two games should be like our first two real season games. We should take them as our first two Premier League games before we get us ready into the Premier League
real
itself.
Right.
Exactly. I don't know what you think about that.
So I think no more experiments. Let's
we are not in a physics lab.
Let's get the season rolling already.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Okay, so I also think that let's cook the meal the way we want to eat it. So that we know that we are not going to get poisoned by the wrong decisions and all of that.
Yeah.
Today's game should be something that should inform our decisions.
And then when we start the preseason, they say, "Oh, it's because it's the first game."
No,
let's use these ones as our first game.
Exactly.
It's like going to write your final exams. The mock exams are actually very important. Let's make sure we nail this. So I want to see a better defense. I want to see a good midfield. What would actually work for us? I want to see a better attack. Yes, Nkunku should play behind who. He should do this. Whoever is supposed to.
Hopefully, Jackson will be back. On the full
and you remember I told you that I wanted to see him in action.
Yeah.
Because if he's the one we are going to play, and I understand he's quite okay now.
Yeah, he's training
now. So let's see him. Let's
I actually wish everybody flew in for these two games. Palmer, whoever is still in Copa and all of that, everybody should be in. So we know what's working. Because now you are going to try with different players, and you think that that these people are the go-to players. Now you go there and then it looks like there's a break in communication because
and there's a switch. There's a problem.
But I trust in those people that Cobham already. These are the ones they have to actually know how to put together.
They will be available on the final preseason match.
They will be available.
Yeah, they will be available.
That's good to hear. That's very good to hear. So like we said in previous videos at previous times, Lavia should be the focus of the midfield.
Exactly.
Because he has proven himself. Yes.
Lavia should be it. So that we'll see. Because this is another attacking team we are going to play today. let's see how we are able to use our midfield properly and get good attackers to attack well. So we also get the chances to score and actually score.
Yeah.
And for me, in as much as these are season games, these are real tests to how our team can stand the pressure.
Yes.
Real Madrid, we all know what they are made of. We know the quality of the Real Madrid team.
Yes.
Though they might not be playing their first team
11,
and all of that, but still, we know, the quality their players are made of.
Yeah.
And going into that game and, being able to make a point would definitely go a long way to boost the character, boost the morale of the players and the camp as well.
Yeah.
Because when you start to win some of these games, though people might not take it like as anything, but it like subconsciously it has a lot of impact in what you do going forward. So I'm hopeful that we would even if we will not win the game, we'll play very good. And
that's the point.
Yes, we will see the boys coming together as we want to see in the main season going forward.
Yes.
Though we are not playing Champions League, but I think since we want to get into top 4, we need to put all our arsenals together and make sure that we are able to we get at least top 4 in this season, so that there shouldn't be any excuses. We should start very well. We should start the season very well.
Very, very well.
Your start to the season would actually determine whether you go forward in the season. Though sometimes they can be switches, but it's always good you start very well and then you go forward. Because last season I think that was one of our problems. We didn't start very well. But we ended well, and at the end of the day, it didn't matter. So let's see what happens in this game.
Yeah.
Do you think that this particular game is going to be a game that we are going to dominate, or you think it's just going to be a 50-50?
I think
Madrid is going to outplay the
we may dominate this game in this game.
And Madrid really don't play dominating football.
That's why I say we may dominate.
Yeah.
They will leave the ball to you
for you to.
So they'll
catch you off guard.
Right.
Yeah.
And then one thing I've also observed is that for Madrid in the last 2 friendly games, the same players, the same formation that he used, unchanged first 11, both against AC Milan. And, both AC Milan and then Barcelona, the same first 11, even though they lost both games as well. But that doesn't mean that Chelsea also win. We need to put in the work if you want to win, or if you want to put up a good show against Real Madrid. And definitely one of some of their guns are back, Mbappe and then Rodrigo and then Vinicius Junior. As to whether they will start the game or not, it's up to the coach. But I think Real Madrid will be ready for this game because they wouldn't want to lose 3 games in a row.
And as I say, it gets into the heads of your fan base and the players as well. Yeah.
So I think they will be ready for the game today, and Chelsea
should also be ready. Yeah. And as I said, we should forget about preseason because this should be the start of the season for us. And we should use that to really have a real test of our starting team going forward. So we shouldn't play with it.
And I want to state this: if Enzo Maresca, filled the same players as
Club America,
the same tactics and the same formation, I think it will be a good game.
Good game.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I didn't hear him say it, but I'm borrowing his words. I want to see the lineup. Before I'll be able to make a decision. But like you rightly said, if we field the team against Club America, I think it would make a statement.
Yes, even if we don't win,
we would make a statement. Because that team, that setup, that system,
structure,
that tactics was actually solid and it worked. We saw it work. So I'm thinking and I'm hoping he maintains it. Even if there's going to be a change, it wouldn't be so much that you have to pack midfield, you have to change this, you have to. No. I want to see that work.
All right, so
that and then the substitutions that will be made, I actually want to see Angelo.
Angelo.
I want to see him. I want to see him play. I want to see that guy play and then know what he's actually really made off and made for. I don't want him to be loaned again. I don't want. We really need players because of injuries and all of that. Now, how do you prepare them psychologically and then mentally? You have to get them to play all these preseasons to let them know they are also involved. Or you bring them on tour and then they are not really being in the game and all of that. I think it's a deal breaker for me. So I want to see them all involved. That's definitely after we have buried the game. We are going to score them so much.
Who do you also want to see?
Of course, I would like to see George. Coming in to replace Raheem Sterling. I want Raheem Sterling to start. So I think.
So just take us through your stats. Your starting 11.
I'll start with Jorgensen.
Great. Jorgensen.
I want to see him
full time.
And of course, yes, and of course he knows Real Madrid in and out. So
because he plays in the same. Yeah.
And of course, right back.
I'm sure that is why Enzo didn't play him in that match.
Exactly,
because they want him to play in today's game.
Right back, I will still stick with Reece James, but in a different role. I wouldn't want him to go deep.
Invert.
He shouldn't invert.
He should play the line.
He should be on his line. Running to
his usual self.
Exactly. And then I'll play Tosin and Badiashile.
Okay. In the center defense.
That's my central defense. Even going into the season, I'll be glad if this will be our
center back pair.
Yes, center back pair. Badiashile and Tosin. And then the left, I'll go with Malo Gusto.
Yeah.
If at all, Malo Gusto should start.
Yes.
But if it's not starting, then I'll go with Renato Vega. I just want to see him
play full time.
Yeah. Exactly. So this is the back four. I would like to and then the midfield, I'll go with Romeo Lavia and then Drewsbury Hall. Right.
So you play two midfield.
Two-man midfield with one being an offensive and then one being a defensive.
Okay.
And then I'll play the three in front of them will be Raheem Sterling, Christopher Nkunku, and then Noni Madueke, and then
Gui up front.
If Jackson is ready, because I know he's training very well. If he's ready, then I'll start him. I'll start
Jackson. Okay. Then maybe Gui can come in off the bench.
Later,
So because of how Reece James is going to miss the first two games of the season, I would want to see what would actually work aside him, so that if he's absent. So I think Malo Gusto should be right, then Vega would be on the left. So that we have Badiashile and then Tosin in the central. We have Lavia and then Drewsbury Hall. Then we have the Madueke, Nkunku, and then Raheem Sterling. I wish I could change Raheem Sterling.
To who?
To George. I wish I could have him there.
George starts. Are
there.
you saying you want him to start?
I wish.
No, that's your lineup, so you can decide.
Okay, yes. So I would start him. Start him, and then like you said, Jackson would be in front if he's fit. Otherwise, Magu would also be. And then looking at the fact that he's actually also coming from Spain, and then he knowing the system a bit, I think that he should he should rest a bit and then come in after.
Okay.
If Jackson is fit. But if he's not, then definitely he should start.
I tend to want to agree with you on the James issue of him not being available for the first few games
because we have to know who
exactly. So, but then my issue has to do with Gusto, because I've not seen Gusto perform very well on that right. I've seen him better on the left. I don't know, probably maybe
during the preseason.
Yes, in the preseason. That's what I'm using to justify. So probably I would rather prefer Gusto stay there, and I don't know who I'm going to change because I totally agree we should like rest James and get a working formation for at least towards the first game and first few games that James will be out of the game.
Yeah.
But then I'm also looking out for is to actually see, because we understand Vega can also play in the centre back.
Yeah.
The left side of the centre back.
Yeah.
So I would have also loved to see how he pairs with Adarabioyo in that centre back. I don't know if you get the point I'm trying to make, because he's somebody a lot of people have high expectations for, but we haven't actually seen him fully going into the season. So I would have loved to see that, but for just wanting me to see, I would have gone for Adarabioyo and Badiashile, because that is what we've seen work for us.
Yeah.
And Renato on the other time also played for James.
Yeah,
on the right.
On the right, yeah. It was a right centre back.
Right. Okay. So in the centre back, but at the
right side. He wasn't on the
left,
the flanks.
Yeah.
No,
he was in the centre back, but then he was drifting to the far. Yeah. So right. This is my defense. So with goalkeeper, I'll go for Jorgensen as well.
Yeah.
I'll go for
choice.
Gusto on the left. For me, I don't want to just let him compromise on that.
But I think in the previous season he has played well at the right.
Yeah, no, he meant in the
preseason. Because it works with the right too. I want to see him there so that we are able to see somebody on the left.
Yeah.
You see, now you are mentioning, we know Gusto can like to go in a bit. So when he goes like that, you can now have Vega come in with the other defenders to make it three back.
Okay.
You see, that might work.
Yeah.
So,
but Vega, we are not too sure of on the right flank.
Exactly. That's true.
I don't get what you are saying.
So
you mean Gusto should rather come to the right?
Gusto should come to the right.
Vega will play on the left. So he can stay more.
Yes, he can stay more.
For Gusto to
go
invert.
so that Tosin, Badiashile, and Vega can be three back.
Well,
if it has to, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so it means that we still have to do some experiments because
in fact we have to phone Maresca and let him
we have to still do some experiments because as we said, we haven't seen Gusto like this preseason do very well on the right. And also, but usually when James is not fit, who plays for him?
It's Gusto.
The past season has been Gusto.
It's been Gusto.
Yeah, he's been brilliant.
There.
Last season.
So I think it's okay. I'll let Gusto go on the right.
Yeah.
Let's Badiashile and then Tosin pair, and then we give what's the name Vega the position of left back. So we see what he can also do.
Yeah.
My issue has to do with the system Enzo is trying to play. As we said the other time, it's more efficient when we invert from the left.
Yeah.
So now we have the inverter on the right. Is he going to invert? Because
he will invert.
The question is it the inverter or is the position?
Well,
who is going to do the inverting?
So what I'm saying is Gusto inverted well on the left. Let's see if he can invert well on the right too.
Okay.
Because he's the inverter.
Yeah.
But
do you understand?
Is it the position or the player?
It's the person, because you realize that he tried inverting Reece James also.
But the position is also important though.
I know. That's let's
is the person that do a lot of the inverting.
Right.
But I think the position is also key.
So let me
the tactics how the coach wants to play.
But you should consider your opponents too. You are inverting from the left, and then the person that's pressing the left is someone that will not give chance.
Let's just move on with the formation. I think it's just all of these things are just speculation. So let's move on with the formation. I'll just go with the Vega on the left. Tosin and Badiashile, and then I'll go with Gusto on the right. In the middle, Romeo Lavia as usual, pairing with Drisby Hall. Let's see how that will go. Okay, so then up front, they say Madueke, Nkuku, and what's his name? Raheem Sterling. And then I would like to see Jackson up front. But we all know that there is that information that Enzo is a 4-3-3 player or coach.
Yeah.
But we've not seen that. We've not seen that going into.
Yeah.
Is this becoming his regular system? Because we should know going into the season, because the season is fast approaching, and we haven't seen him try what a lot of people see him to be for.
All right, you see, this kind of coaches, they are very, very versatile. Yeah. You know, the total football, coaches. I call them total football coaches because they like to dominate with the ball. So they don't usually stick to one system or one formation. They change a lot during the game.
You know, the point is that you shouldn't forget you are working with your players.
Yeah.
And Enzo here hasn't been around for a long time. So, and even with this first one, the players are still trying to adapt. So if you come in with a lot of formations, it might affect the cohesion of the team going forward. If you have played with the players for a long time, you know what your players can do. You know how they understand your systems and formations. Then you can switch it at any point in time. But the fear is that we are still, and that's how come we lost our first 2 games. We are still in the beginning stage. So it will be difficult for you to come in with too many formations to play.
Okay, so let me explain this. As a coach, you also need to look at the players you have,
yes,
the profiles they have,
yes,
and then you develop a system that will
yes,
suit.
exactly.
So for example, if everybody knows that he's a 4-3-3, kind of coach, and now he is not using it, he's using 4-2-3-1. It tells you that he has seen or he has gone through the profile of his players or his midfielders.
So exactly, that is the point.
So he needs to develop a system that will suit the kind of profile.
So that is the point, or that is what I want to put out there, because it is important we understand what is happening. Okay. So I think it's important we put it out, or we see, or we understand what is actually going on.
Yes.
Because it's okay if he decides that the players I have, this is what will work.
Yeah. And that's what
he's playing it.
That's what
I think it's
I agree with him, because looking at our system, the 2 in the midfield is the profiles there are almost the same. Enzo, Lavia, and then Caicedo. If we had a different, profiles in the midfield, then he would have decided to, we have more of attacking midfielders. If we had more of attacking midfielders, then that would have been a perfect, way to use the 4-3-3. But we have more of defensive midfielders, or central midfielders. So that's what happens. And he decided to, use the 4-2-3-1.
All right. So now let's your predictions for the game.
I still believe there will be more goals, going into this game. So for me, tough one, because I know Madrid wouldn't want to lose the game.
Yeah.
And then we also need to, prove a point. At least we are going somewhere. So for me, draw will be a fair result.
2-2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would go for a draw too, but I think it would be 3-3.
For me, I'll go for a 3-2 win for Chelsea.
That's possible.
3-2. Yeah.
I just believe there will be more goals.
Nkunku is going to score. Mama Nkunku is going to score. Raheem Sterling might score. Raheem Sterling, and also the striker, whether it's Jackson or McGee, the person will also score. Would you want to tell us who's scoring?
Well, I think if Gusto is going to play from the right, he's going to score. You would have Nkunku scoring, and then the striker too would score.
The striker will also score. Yeah.
Noni Madueke.
I can see you were impressed. You come and sit here.
But it looks like the last time he even actually predicted Madueke will score.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I said Madueke, Nkunku, and Maggie. That's what I predicted.
Oh, really?
Well,
yes.
I think I also
and then Lavia.
I said if Sterling
goals.
would play, he was going to score.
Oh, really?
And he did play and score.
So yes. I think Noni Madueke is going to score, Nkunku, and then the striker, whoever should start, either Maggie or Jackson.
Would score.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's know what you also think of the game today against Madrid. What is your prediction, and who is going to score for you? As usual, please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and also smash that like button if you've enjoyed the video, and leave a comment. Yeah. What do you think? What is your scoreline? Right?
Yeah.
And we'll see you in the next episode. Peace. We out.
Peace out.